Myself. You are on my channel, so you leave yourself muted. Okay. Definitely don't like that. That's why I put these on here. I'm gonna have to get a
Table.
ooh. Yeah. Can you check the stream? I'm gonna pull you off, so I'll trigger it. Oh man, I forgot to hit the graphic. All the things I had to do. Hey, welcome to another edition of Modern Day Thrive. I am your host, Dean Baker. Welcome. Let's get that off of here. I want to thank you all for joining us. We're in a little bit new setup here in the studio. And how we looking? Was our sound good out there?
Good.
Yeah, caught it. All right. So as always, I'm going to kick in my co-host George Weber. George, how you doing?
I am good. How are you
Okay.
tonight?
Yeah, just so you know, even though we're kind of showing a little different situation, so we're not switching in the studio. We're actually using separate cameras, so we're always in here. We don't have to worry about switching back and forth. Of course, I can I could make George small, unfortunately. We both have control of this, so he can do the same to me. And of course, we can flip it around, have a little fun here. This is what we do. We have fun. But that's not what the show is about. Well, it's about having fun, but yeah. Put your face actually has to go into the microphone. There you go. Look at that. Now talk.
Sounds better.
Oh my God, it does. So Modern Day Thrive, if you're just tuning in for the very first time, well, it's about small business. It's about working for yourself. It's about side hustle. It's about your favorite. What's your favorite?
Making money.
Well, yeah, multiple streams of income. How do you not? I'm going to ask you that every week. Both. Multiple streams of income is a big thing for us.
I think my favorite is my money making money instead of me having to make the money.
Well, that's kind of like when your money acts like rabbits and multiplies.
I'm looking for that.
That's what you want. Yeah. You want your money to be acting like rabbits.
That's right. Lots of them.
Sometimes my money has always acted like cannibals. It eats itself, it eats others. And it's like, wait a minute, no, get together, grow, nurture, be good. No, they go, it's either me or you.
That's right.
I'm like, damn, that sucks. So with all that, we, the multiple streams of income, we, what do? We, we talk about things like side hustle. That's a big thing. Let's say
Absolutely.
you operate your business, or let's just say you have a job. Let's just say you work at, I don't know, McDonald's. And of course, nowadays, McDonald's is actually paying pretty good.
Yeah.
Most
of them are.
Yeah, most of them are, and they're looking for it for
the amount of people they can get.
But let's just say you're working at McDonald's and you can't see yourself being there all your life. You're maybe you're just starting your work career. You're not sure what you want to do, but then you're thinking, I got to come up with a better plan. Well, that doesn't just happen. You got to build it. You got to nurture it. You got to just
plan.
Put it all together. And with that in mind, yeah, you gotta put a plan together and get it going. Thanks for putting the banner up. Please, while you're watching us here from the comfort of wherever the hell you're watching us from, please like, follow, and share. This kind of helps us kind of reach more people, which is what we like to do, reach more people. And thank you for joining us, the few that just jumped in. And if you have any question, there's comments, go ahead and throw us a comment. Let us know you're either liking us or hating us. I don't care. I like all comments. So, and if you have a question about business, and we can kind of give some insight. Just FYI, I'm not a business professor. I don't teach business.
Me either.
I've been a business builder. I've been building my business for 25 years. And I've seen all the pitfalls. I've seen it go up. I've seen it go down. I've seen it nearly, going away, and then I'm still here.
Yeah.
25 plus years later.
Yeah.
So
It's a nice run.
and George, on your side of the coin, you've had you've turned pitfalls into how to get yourself out of debt.
Yes.
How to get your money working for you a little bit.
Yeah, I'm happy with the progress, and I'm hoping that it continues to grow. I mean, that's my plan anyway.
Right. So
each corner is another avenue.
So in the past, we've let's just kind of briefly, the last couple of weeks, we took a little hiatus.
Sure.
Prior to that, we tried something out at Ace Cafe with the VR thing, and of course we kicked it off as a modern day Thrive, but it just turned out being a bad night. It rained the first 2 hours, which
pretty hard.
A lot of their crowd didn't even come in for the first couple hours because it was raining so hard. It's a motorcycle crowd, and you ride a motorcycle.
I do.
And it rained hard today. How fun was that?
I actually bypassed most of it.
Yeah?
I went out for lunch.
You got lucky.
Of course, it rained right when I left.
Yeah.
And then typical Florida rain. As I'm in there paying, it was pouring. By the time I got on my bike, it stopped.
Right.
So I made out pretty good.
I could just imagine just being out there in the rain.
Oh, I've done it.
Your rain gear on your bike.
I've done it.
Just loving that,
It's not the rain gear does pretty good at protecting you, but you know what? Your shoes fill up with water.
Shoes fill up with water.
And that's no fun.
I was running around looking at some I had some meetings today, and of course, just as I'm going to this one place, the rain came down hard. It was downtown Orlando. I was going from one location to another, and all of a sudden it rained hard, and I had to go maybe 20 feet from my parked car into the building, and I was drenched.
Yeah.
I walked into that place, and I was just not fun. So that night at Ace Cafe a couple of weeks ago, it was just I guess a perfect storm to say. We had fun though. We had a few people that tried on the virtual reality, and they had a blast.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys were, and they didn't even realize in the 5-10 minutes they were 5-10 minutes they were playing that they were just all sweaty, and
The guy was like, I'm tired.
it was funny. I wish we could we might be able to kind of pull up the clip a little bit, but it was funny watching because neither of them knew how to box.
No,
neither of them knew how to box, and were they Latino? Yeah,
I believe so.
One of them was, so it was funny kind of watching these guys. I think they were just tourists. They were just kind of visiting Ace Cafe and enjoying
they weren't even
themselves.
coming to see us.
No, they just stumbled upon them.
I want to look at that bike over
there. We grabbed them and says, "Hey, you want to try this?" They tried it.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure, why not?
And oh my God, they were having such a blast. And it for a short moment, it was almost like they were doing a slap fight.
Yeah.
They were just kind of like, and it was, oh my God, it was hysterical.
It takes a while to get that rhythm where you don't look as silly.
Oh
The
yeah.
first time when we touched him, we looked the same. It's
like, no. I look great. You always look silly boxing, but I look great.
Yeah.
I miss my calling. I should have been a boxer, but I have the nose for it, I think.
Yeah.
Slightly broken and to the left. But yeah, we didn't have the crowd we were hoping to.
Yeah, I know.
And then there's a few technical things. It was the first time, so it was a bit of a shit show, but hey, we have a blast. We always have a blast doing this kind of stuff.
Oh, it was still fun. Yeah. But
and yeah, so
we were expecting the crowd though.
Background. Yeah, I like the leaves in the background.
There you go.
But yeah, we maybe I should no, that's going to be fine. But yeah, we had fun. I would have loved to have had more people come out. A lot of people said they're coming out, and they're on my list now. You know who you are. You're on my list, which means you didn't come out when you said you were going to come out. And of course, probably was the rain, or it was the COVID, or something other than
bit of everything.
Actually, or just being lazy. I'm going to call you out and say you're all lazy MFers, and you didn't come out. So, but we always have a blast when we played, and wound up George and I just boxing each other for a while until we get tired and said, screw it, we're done. Let's go home.
Let's pack up.
And now we're tuned into some other games. So we're going to do VRs. We're going to do more VR. We're just going to redevelop that a little bit.
Yeah.
And try and figure out, because I love VR. I love what it can do. Yeah. We're into this other game right now.
I always say it wrong.
Right.
Elven Assassin.
Elven Assassin. Let me see if I can find a screenshot or something. Elven Assassin. So
basically it's bow and arrow, one hand's the bow, the other one's to pull your arrow.
There's probably some video. Let's go ahead and play a video. And I'm going to turn the sound down and then let me go ahead and let's go ahead. Let me go to, sorry folks for the delay, but we're talking about VR for a few minutes because we want to, what am I doing here? Screen share.
I definitely think there's still a business model for VR. There really is. A lot of people don't know about it, have never touched it before.
There it is. So share. Okay, so hey, perfect timing. You're in this ancient city, and there are flying dragons and orcs and ogres and giants, and this is you as you're about to play, and you get a post, and all these orcs come rushing to the city, and you have to shoot them with an arrow. And of course, there's magic spells.
As easy as it sounds.
It is. You know what? It is so addictive. It is so addictive. This is your perception. Right here is your point of view, which means you are actually drawing back an arrow and aiming at these, villains, ogres, orcs, and all kinds of things. If you don't shoot the dragons, they can flame you up. There it is, right there,
and steal your points,
and steal your, and if they get past, if you look to where they were running, the town has 100% health, and then if they get past the gate, then it drops very quickly, and then when it gets to 0, you are done. And let's just jump into another one. I'm just having a blast with it. We use the Oculus Quest 2. That is that's our fun. You're seeing all this, right? So yeah, okay. So
and not only that, we just recently found that you can also do PvP. So player versus player.
Yeah, we just started,
whole different world.
I tried player versus player early on, and there was a bunch of kids there. You get in, you can't even turn left, turn right, and you're dead. It's like, gotcha. It's like sniper. It's like sniper with arrows. So you look left, you look right, you're dead.
Yeah.
And then you got to go out, then you got to come back in. You look right, you look left, you're dead. And it got really real messy playing with that. And somebody's texting me, so I'm not sure exactly what's happening here. Let me know.
Yeah, what was interesting is
okay.
The control you don't have, or at least I haven't figured out yet. So if you're trying to plan a shot, you're bouncing around from these different portals, and there's a guy right over there, and you want to hit this port over here so you can hit him. A lot of times you're facing the other direction.
Right.
So it's like,
oh God, yeah. And you transport yourself to other places, anywhere there's a post, that you see these little blue orby areas where other players are, and you can transport yourself by shooting that other post, and then you beam over there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're shooting. See, there it is. All those blue rings. That's where you can actually put yourself. And this game is completely. And if you see the little guy on the right hand side, he's us.
Mm-hmm.
You can duck. You can. You're looking around and you're shooting, and you see him drawing and aiming, and boom.
And you wouldn't think so, but you're gonna sweat.
You're gonna sweat, right?
And get your squats in.
Yeah, right. Man, it's an incredible game. So we're gonna probably do something with that down the road, but or maybe even find some other games that people might be interested in other than just boxing, and But
that's pretty intense too, though.
I like shooting arrows at orcs. That is just fun. Yeah. So
I mean, you play for hours normally when you get in there.
God.
Just,
we play for a lot of hours doing this. So
there's the ogre.
Yeah. Oh, the big one. Yeah. That it definitely is it.
I think this guy's in a private room. I don't think anyone else is in there.
Yeah.
Probably set it up that way.
I don't know. Yeah, probably did. But yeah, and of course it's very you can get in and you can play with other people from all over the world,
yes.
all over the country.
Yes.
And people are playing from
well, they have a Europe server, a USA server, and there was
in Asia,
so
Europe. So
I've never tried one of the other ones.
I tried to get into one, and it seemed to be full. Everything seemed to be full.
Oh wow.
So so yeah, we'll do something with that. Not going to be on Modern Day Thrive. I think we're just going to veer off into just something a little more fun.
Just create some videos out of it.
Right. So that wraps up the whole Ace Cafe and boxing night. We're just gonna shelf that for a little bit and try and retool the thing. So
I think it would have been better if we were in a facility that had an already gaming establishment, like a lot of the arcade type games, because that would attract people that probably would be using them. But but it's still a great environment. I love the setup.
I haven't been a gamer since the 90s, and getting into this, I'm still not a gamer, but like this new game, I'm like, a few nights a week I'm playing for 2-3 hours, and I'm like, well, it's actually better than sitting on my ass watching television.
Sure.
Falling asleep. I don't fall asleep sitting down watching TV and waking up at 1:00 in the morning. No, I'm actually shooting arrows at orcs. Which is funny because the boxing thing, I'm good for maybe a half an hour.
Yeah.
And then I'm wiped out.
That is really intense. I mean, that's
completely wiped out after half an hour, and
whole different world.
Right. So I wonder no, a second. I'm just trying to wonder who it's not showing me who's funny thing is we have a viewer on YouTube right now.
Nice.
That's great.
Welcome, YouTube.
Yeah. So so anyway, back to business. We're gonna wrap that chapter up in the gaming fun. There'll be other shows. We're gonna do that. Let's go ahead and pull that banner off. Anyway, this business thing, see, I've actually done it. I've been kind of holding off. Finally got around to starting my LLC. So I got on in Florida, you get on sunbiz.gov. They walk you right through it. It's like $125. Boom. you get started and get you in. They ask you the right questions, and hopefully you have an answer for them. And, before that, I was kind of playing around with going through like LegalZoom.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people might look at LegalZoom, and of course, they want to charge you like a monthly or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they also have to, here's the big thing: if you start an LLC or whatever you're doing, make sure you're compliant.
Yes.
Make sure you do things according to.
Or it will cost you.
It will cost you if you miss a tax for your taxes. If you miss a date, there's like $500 you get hit.
Ouch.
Yeah, it happened to me years and years ago when I had a corporation. Missed a deadline, and boom, there's $500 gone. You've got to, you got to do it.
And you have to cough it up.
Yeah, and they don't.
No takebacks.
Yeah, there's no payment plans there or anything like that. You just gotta bite the bullet.
It's called pay me.
So you want to be compliant. You want to make sure you're hitting all your deadlines. Anything you have to do, and then of course it complicates your taxes a little bit more. So I'm not a tax guy. I do my own taxes, but I'm really happy with that. But for some reason, over so many years, once you've done it so many times, I just don't think twice about it. I know. Tell me about your call today.
I've been, we'll say, kicking the can for a while.
Yeah.
And I've always had a little setback here and there just because I have so much going on.
Right.
But I think I'm gonna bite the bullet, and it was basically an accounting firm.
Yep.
That it's full service.
Right.
So they pretty much do everything I need. They're actually going to create the LLC for me. I handle the accounting services. I also get dedicated team of accountants. So if I have any questions,
right. And would they represent you if you got audited?
I'm going to check that. I think they will, but I'll have to. I didn't have. Today's call was kind of like the 10,000 foot view.
Right.
So it was all the.
Well, they don't know you and how much money they're going to be helping you manage and.
But what I like what he said. His goal says, we're here to make sure that whatever tax advantages you should be taking advantages for, and that was my biggest concern with finding an accountant because you get an accountant that just runs your numbers through a mill, and they come out the other side. They don't care what happened in the middle. They just know where all your zeros and ones fell that were on a piece of paper. So
here's I'm going to put my 2 cents in. Being that you're starting up, you're not quitting your job or anything right now. Yeah. You've got a job that you are. You've got a job that you're dealing with.
Yes.
I want to make sure nothing unplugged.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So as long as nothing unplugged.
Looks good.
Yeah. All of a sudden lights go out and the laptops start going into like, we're shutting down now. Anyway, so my 2 cents is this. In the initial startup, okay, you don't have you pretty much the business you're trying to do, you're probably unlikely having a lot of income coming in for your first year.
Well, if I do it this year, for sure.
Which means likely you're not really going to be taking advantage of a lot of things because there's no income to get yourself in any trouble.
Correct.
You only pay taxes on income.
Correct.
You might have a lot of expenses, but that's only going to make your negative so much more negative.
Yeah.
So if you have no income and all of a sudden all your startup expenses are, say you spend 10 grand in expenses, now your tax shows negative $10,000. Yeah. Well, there's no income there.
Yeah.
So you can't even the expenses don't really justify, just because there's no income. Now, if you had pulled in 10, 20, 30 grand in income, and you can show 10 grand, the startup cost of starting your business. The other part of that is I tend not to give too many people too much power.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay. How many stories have we ever heard that the accountant was bilking money out of the blah, blah, blah? Yeah. And I'm not saying anything about anyone in particular, but I got to tell you, if you don't running your own business, you may not want to do it, but you really kind of should understand it. Understand it a little bit, which means at the very beginning, you might want to consider just maybe limping through and then go to them and say, this is what I did.
I may do it the reverse just because I'm thinking about getting through the first year and
Yeah.
deciding from there where I'm at.
But what I'm doing is I'm posing an issue. And I'm not just saying for you. I'm saying for anybody that's thinking about different ways, different solutions. Now, what do we talk about? Doing it yourself, completely doing it yourself. You can utilize between going to sunbiz.org. Yeah, if you're in Florida, sunbiz.org, you can go through the process, answer a half a dozen questions. 10 minutes later, you have a corporation. You can do that yourself, but also you have to understand that with all that, now you have to be a pro
responsibilities.
You have to know nobody's in your corner going, hey, deadline's coming, because they will handle that. The other part of that is you could go to a place like LegalZoom. I kind of danced around with that one, and that was a monthly fee and all that stuff, and they had different plans, and they keep you. They're a team of lawyers. They're not accountants, but they are a team of lawyers, and I'm sure on top of that you could go through accounting on top of that. So, but it wasn't incredibly expensive, but they can actually handhold you through the process and keep you legitimate in a way. And then there's find an accounting company, which is what you're talking about. So I like the idea, if you're going to start a business, yes, I hate the accounting side.
I know.
I hate taxes, but it's a necessary evil. And I understand it now after having done it for 20 some odd years. I understand it. So doing that, there's 3 different schools there. There's the complete DIY, and then there's the let someone else DI their way.
Do it.
Do it your way, do it their way, or chop it up, which is a little bit of both, I suppose. So there's a lot of schools of thought, and you're looking to let them do it. And that's great. If you don't want to, in a big business, if you're thinking it like a big business, likely you're going to have an accountant. Likely you may have a lawyer. Likely you may, depends on the type of business.
Well, you might have
people, you might have a secretary, assistant, sales and marketing. I mean, likelihood, no matter what business you do, you're going to have to hire people. So at some point, right, when you have income coming in, and you have to, you can't be everything to everyone. And that's come up today a lot, being everything to everyone. So you have to think about all that stuff. So starting your business is really, and I can show you.
Well, in talking to the guy today, I definitely want to start it this year, because I have some hardware that I've purchased prior to the business, and he says you can go all the way back to January 1st.
Wow.
So if I can do that, it does benefit me, because I bought a $6,000 piece of hardware that I would like to maybe recoup some costs on.
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's not about recouping costs.
Well,
it's about expensing your investment. To counteract income.
Correct.
I mean, that's right. So, but if you have no income, you're not. They don't give you money. They didn't.
Income, so the fact that I have W-2 income, it reduces my total.
There you go. So you might get a bigger, being that you have.
He says if you get he says likely if you're normally getting a.
So
he says you're going to get a nice one.
Right,
because of
you're showing a loss on a business that you've started, and that's great. That's absolutely what you need to do.
Into it. I'm glad I called him.
Yeah, that's a tilting factor, especially when you show that much expense in buying computer systems, which they'll talk about either doing just a flat
amortization,
an amortization where they,
there's a term for it, and I can't think what it is off my head. I've heard it before, and I'm just
which means you can write off the 100% in the first year, or you can
it up.
You can depreciate it.
There you go.
You can depreciate it. Here's a couple of accountants over here. Right. You can depreciate it over so many years, and
there's benefits to doing so.
I guess.
I mean, I don't know what they are, but I do know that certain dollar figures or certain type of
Absolutely. So
items.
yeah,
Because
in a
eventually I'll get
way,
into real estate, and at that point in time, they're going to be
oof,
bigger numbers.
yeah, yeah,
And it may not be under this LLC. It may be under another one.
right,
I may, depending on what I'm doing. Um, yeah, it will eventually go to real estate. It's going to start small, and then I'll start ramping it up, into bigger investments,
right.
more returns, more profit.
Boom. I'm going to share screen, and of course, all right. So this is a LegalZoom website, and it looks like
I
you
did talk
know,
to them, a while back through the chat and filled out all the information.
right.
I just didn't feel like I
I,
was getting
I
what I
started
needed.
it. I started it,
Yeah.
and I even went through and checked availability on the name of the company and all that stuff. And of course, you got to set up an account, and then they were emailing me forever,
Yeah.
and I was like, wasn't ready at the time. So,
It's like filling out one of those things about
oh
mortgages
god,
and go, I'm looking to
it gets you
refinance, and then your
started.
phone
It gets
starts
you
ringing as soon as you
started.
hit submit.
Here's the sunbiz.org division of corporations, start a business. It's really, they really,
I mean, this is all they'll be doing
start.
for me. Is they'll be doing the same
Likely,
thing that
yeah,
I
they're
can
going to
do.
ask you
Yeah.
the same questions. They're
Sure.
going to want to know what type, but they'll have more hand holding
Yeah.
Q&A for you.
Well, because
and they'll
I'm
help
not
you
doing
decide.
single.
They will actually, your accounting company should help you decide.
Yes, they will.
But the decision is ultimately yours.
Correct. Yeah.
But they're going to say, I'm going to lay out some options, and this is how that explains. And then, when you're doing this on a form, you can't just say, explain more, please.
Yes. No, you're like,
you
got to go, okay.
or if you don't like the explanation you asked for, that's it.
Yeah.
So you have to go look on outside, like in Google or something. But yeah, so what you can do is payment options, articles of corporation online, LLC name already in use, go through all these things, and boom. I think mine cost me recently, well, here it is. Articles of incorporation, $100, registered agent designation, 25, certified copy if you want it. So it's basically $125, and you can get it going.
Yeah.
And there's still a lot more things you have to do, but at least you get the ball rolling. Once you've done this, then you're going to want to look at starting a bank account so that you can accept payments to whatever, possibly even a website address, if there's still such a thing.
Yeah.
So buying a domain and a .com and hosting and all that fun stuff to make your business public.
Sure.
And then you can, then it just gets crazy from there.
Most of what I'll be doing initially, I won't need any of that.
But, not going to do a website.
I won't need it. I'm not going to be interfacing with customers that way.
Right.
I'm basically going to be creating the avenues of money.
Right.
So I don't really need to advertise for someone to come to me for that type of business venture.
Right.
And even when it gets to real estate, I won't need to do it then either, because it won't be needed. I'm not going to become a realtor, so I don't need people.
Right.
They're looking to buy houses.
So right now, I'm being that I've already gone through the process. They've received it, and my LLC is actually authorized.
Nice.
I have to see if I can go in and do an amendment on some things. Possibly a change of address, possibly, maybe even to see, because there's a thing between being a sole owner of an LLC and then
multi-member,
adding a multi-member. And I'm thinking about,
I'm
wondering if I can rethink the multi-member thing and add another member. They say it's a little safer.
Yes.
It's
called piercing the LLC. If you ever get sued for something, and you're a single member LLC,
right?
My understanding is if you end up in a court scenario, it's very easy for them to pierce the LLC.
Well, the best pause, and my response to that would be, first of all, there's so many ways somebody can try and sue you, and if you have liability, somebody chatting?
I was going to wait to get a second.
Okay, let me just finish this thought.
Sure.
Is have one of the first things on your list, have liability
Oh yeah,
insurance.
yes, definitely.
Liability,
Yeah.
$1 million policy,
Yeah.
no matter what business, especially if you're in any kind of service related,
Yeah.
and you're on other people's property,
Yeah.
have liability. It's not that expensive.
And it's coverage you
And
want.
it covers you. And then guess what? Yes, if you get sued, that's what they go for.
Yeah.
They go right after your insurance company.
That's what it's for.
And that's what it's for.
Yeah.
That's what companies do. That you're not going to lose your company. In fact, what happens is the lawyers kind of come to the table.
Mm-hmm.
Papers are
How much money can we get?
served, and one lawyer starts at this price. It's like buying a used car. You start
It's
here,
like Price
they
is Right.
start here, and then they always somehow manage from where he was to where he was.
Yeah.
They always know where they're going to end up,
Yeah.
which is smack dab in the middle.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. And
that's assuming whoever's suing you has the right to sue you, and they can actually claim whatever they're doing and win the case.
No, has the right. No,
well, not the right.
No, has the nerve.
Yeah, the nerve
to sue somebody.
Sure.
And we've all heard those stories.
Oh yeah,
somebody pours some water on the floor and then goes, nobody's looking. Whoop. And then goes slip, boom, and then
my camera over there caught you.
Yeah, so it really doesn't matter, because once a lawsuit kind of hits, then
it's just
then you have to lawyer up,
no matter what.
Then you have to lawyer up, and
you don't get a choice.
And but the great thing is that the insurance company, they step in.
Yeah.
Once it's established that, I have insurance, or that person has insurance, then the insurance company steps in as the other party.
Yeah, that's the middle.
And then they negotiate.
Yeah.
You might be called in as a witness,
sure.
and not in court. Likely none of this stuff ever goes to court.
No, nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that. Most of the time they go in just to kind of stretch their legs a little bit. I'm going to come in and I'm going to say all this, ask you a bunch of questions, and most of that time it's just about saying, hey, we're serious.
Yeah.
So you got to take, and then it's going to be, how do we settle?
Yeah.
And that's what really all it is about. You don't take it personally. They don't think of you in any, anger might be up, but it's really only about settling.
But
so anyway,
starting the LLC is protecting your personal from the business.
So I can't flip over. So was there somebody that mentioned?
Yeah, it's Donald. So
Donald,
he's asking me if I'm mining crypto. Donald Baker.
Oh, my brother. Okay, hey Donald. Hey.
So yes, I am mining crypto, and that will be part of my generation of income through my business. It's doing it now currently.
Okay, I gotta stop sharing here. So we're gonna do this crazy thing here. Let me stop screen. Thank you. Okay, so
yes,
what are
that is part of my business.
George,
actually.
Are you mining crypto? Thought that was your new business.
Yes. Oh yeah,
in a way, yeah.
It is actually. It is part of it. And
buy a piece
I'm buying
of gear,
assets that are generating income.
Buy a piece of gear.
They generate income right from the get go.
Yeah.
I mean, within the first hour.
Yeah.
It's generating some
might be
kind
pennies.
It may be, maybe 30 cents, and it depends. You buy the right hardware, and I could easily be producing $10, $20.
I've got, I mean, my cryptos daily putting pennies, nickels in my account, and what I choose to do with it, hey, it's interest. I'm earning interest.
Sure.
So that's what you want to do.
I cashed out last week. It's about a week's time frame for my home server, and it's not even running optimal yet because I have some that went down.
Yeah.
And it was about $30.
Nice.
That's not bad. I mean, I can easily increase that.
Right.
And that was just my home server. That's not the server I have online.
Mm-hmm.
And that I get anywhere from $30 to $80 a week.
Okay.
And it's earning interest. And my interest, remember how when I started this, I was so excited. I was getting like 10 cents of interest.
Uh-huh.
I'm up to $3.66 a week.
A week?
A week. So that's about $200, $200 a year at its current rate. And that will grow.
20 cents a day, 7 days.
I kind of.
I'm doing pretty close to that.
Yeah, nice.
I'm doing like $280 a week.
Nice.
About 40 cents a day. Nice. Every day. Boom, 40 cents. Boom, 40 cents, 40 cents, 40 cents.
And which means yours is going to grow as well.
Yeah.
Just from compounding.
Yep. Leave it alone. Let it just kind of take it all in.
And
So
weekly mine grows.
yeah.
That every week grows. So every week, and it actually grew $1 in 1 week. So I
Okay.
was kind of actually really happy about that.
I didn't even realize we're gonna get into crypto. I wasn't.
It was Donald's fault.
I know. That's my brother for you. He wants what he wants when he wants it. Okay.
And that's
Just kidding.
not all my business.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just the starting
All
point to
right.
get me some more income that I'll put into other businesses. Because there's all kind. Hey, I got no problem with talking to all day long because I really think for me it's just a
right.
starting point.
All right.
Really just a starting point.
Prices. Okay, it's down here. All right. So Bitcoin 60 grand. It dropped. It dropped like 7 grand in the last week.
It bounced pretty good. It was down to 50. I think it may have even hit 56.
Still, it's resting in the 60s. There's a lot of happy people out there.
I'm okay with that because I get really good interest in that number.
Right. Cardano took a hit. Looks like $1.99 Cardano. That was like 230, 240 like last week.
Yeah.
Cardano took a hit. All right. I have to.
Still kind of floating around.
Am I still?
178, yes, I think, if I remember correctly.
Hang on. I'm going to find it. It takes a while because there's a lot of crypto in here, and even the tradable crypto.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have to go tradable first.
Those went back up to 31. So
okay,
here's 31 range.
Here's my favorite: is finding Shiba Inu. Okay,
I never bought into it. I should have, but I didn't.
I'd have to look at my other computer to know what I'm up because there's a lot of 0.000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What is there? 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros there.
I can't.
Yeah, I think there's 4 zeros. So I bought when there was 5 zeros.
Nice.
And like a 3 or a 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's been going in the right direction.
Sure.
Shiba Inu, I have,
gazillion.
I have 10 point something million.
Nice.
Shiba Inus, and this is not a big thing. That's like a couple $100 right now.
Yeah.
But the idea is, if this does what Dogecoin did,
sure.
I will wait.
Oh, yeah.
I will park that $200 in crypto. And I will make it sit there until I see something real happening.
How'd you do on it? Did you do all right? You probably had.
So Shiba a week before. Why did you sell?
Yeah, quick cash.
Why did you sell?
Sometimes quick cash is worth it.
It's likely gonna go. If anything, it's gonna probably go up. In worst case, I mean, if you had like thousands of dollars in it, that's one thing.
Yeah,
you might have doubled your money, but that might actually do what Dogecoin did. Sure. Imagine this, if this Shiba Inu kind of hits a penny.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for a lot of people, that's a hell of a lot.
I'm a millionaire.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If that hits a penny.
Yeah.
So all it has to do is in the next year, just keep moving a decimal point to the.
He sold it before it took
off. Dude, don't sell that. No.
It's still low enough to buy back in though.
Wait for Algorand to drop because it's going to peak again in February, like it did earlier this year, and then it did in August. So
it'd be kind of nice if it stays in the range it's at now, and then it peaks above that because then it it gets you into some decent numbers. But
yeah, I bought XYO.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and it's all right. I think I bought it in the low 2s, and I think it was 3 cents or something. So I'm, but I put $20 in it.
Yeah.
So $20, I've got 3, 4, 5, 800 coins.
Yeah.
And I don't care about it. So I'll forget about it. And then maybe that $20 will turn into something.
I mean, it could just be a day that it goes up.
Alchemy Pay was another one. Now I bought Alchemy Pay at 4 cents and it's pushing 6. And again, another one I dropped $20 on.
He's got SafeMoon, which was another one that
that's not on Coinbase though, is it?
It is not. You it's kind of why I stayed away from SafeMoon because of the way you have to get it. I mean, I got too many platforms as it is. I can't even keep them straight anymore.
So Doge is looking good, 30 cents.
Yeah, it was up in the 30 range.
26% since I don't know if that's since yesterday or something.
I believe so. Yeah, it was in the low 20s.
Yeah.
So
Doge took a jump. Nice. District Ox 16 cents. I think I converted all my District Ox over to Shiba Inu.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so I didn't put any more into Shiba. I just said, you know what,
just
District Docs
transferred.
has done nothing. And if I clicked on it, can I click on a new tab and no, I have to click on it. So I'm going to click on it. 16 cents. If I go back to, I probably bought it in, somewhere here, I think I bought it end of January.
Yeah.
So it jumped up a nickel or something like that, but that's only now. It it was just not doing anything.
Yeah.
So I think
they're sleepers for a while.
I just dumped
know.
out. And it's not like I had so many of them. I didn't have 1,000 coins where it might actually do some damage. I have a few hundred. That's why I try and keep coins that I either like. It's like when you get in Coinbase and you go, well, you can get some free coin, and I'm like, yeah, but recently. You get 2 coins.
Yeah,
you get $2 worth of coins.
$2 or $3. Yeah.
That might be like maybe you get 10 coins out of the thing. It's really not going to do anything for you.
I converted to other stuff. I never keep
convert it. Yeah,
I always convert them.
So, yeah, I think I dumped District Docs and a couple others that just seemed like it was going nowhere.
That's how I build Algo up is through most of the free coins I got from Coinbase.
Sure.
I think because there's another one recently that just came up. There may be 1 or 2 you haven't done if you haven't looked lately.
Yeah. So
take the $6 and run.
Price tradable. Let's kind of go back to it. Yeah, Bitcoin, 60 grand. Nice. And all the ones in between, I think the most expensive coin I think I have, it was, I don't know, $20 a coin or something like that. And it's done all right. Just, $20 a coin.
Sure.
You got to spend a decent amount of money.
To build up
getting
the numbers.
Them going.
Yeah.
I like the little, I like 5 zeros.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really like where Shiba Inu is coming from. So
I mean, if you really wanted to play something at that low of a number, you could buy in and sell out, and technically probably make some money over time.
Yeah,
minus the tax liability that I'm sure that's going to be there, but still could work out in your favor.
Yeah. So I don't think and he says he sold Shiba a week before. I don't think Shiba took off. I don't think it's taking off.
No,
I think it's positive growth.
Rising,
I think it's showing growth.
It's just sheer number of people
but that's so many zeros before that, after that decimal point, that it's just you're not really seeing much. So but I don't think it's taken off.
No,
it wasn't like Doge
hasn't climbed the mountain.
Yeah. But it'd be fun to watch.
Yeah,
fun to watch because again, it's more fun because I got a ton of Shiba Inu. So go ahead and drop a couple $100 on Shiba and just watch it. It's like buying a lotto ticket.
Yeah,
that's good for at least until the coin goes belly up.
Yeah, right. And they do.
They do. I could lose $200 or I could get 10 million. I don't know, wouldn't that be great? I'll be doing the happy dance.
That's right.
That and Algorand, anything with those two. And I'm like thrilled. So I'm enjoying it. It's a bit of a roller coaster.
Yeah, sure.
If
you watch it daily, it is a roller coaster.
I haven't been watching Coinbase in probably the better part of the week.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it going, oh, okay, I'm still, and I'm sorry, where were we on Algorand? I didn't even look.
I think it's like 178.
So let's jump ahead to like
180-ish, if I remember correctly. I think I looked at it earlier.
Oh, here we go. Algorand 185. I like that. Yeah. I like that. Anything closing up on $2.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled. I am thrilled with Algorand. It just means, and it's not dropping.
No,
the last time it peaked,
nice up.
Last time it peaked, back in February, it peaked real well, and then you saw it. You could actually see it. Oh, here it's coming down, coming down. And I actually sold my Algorand in March or end of February when I saw it coming down. I figured, I better get out now just to try it. So that $100 did all right.
You made decent profit on it.
But now I'm going to stay in a little bit because I'm collecting 4%.
Yeah.
and getting daily money. So,
I like daily money.
yeah.
I like daily.
So I'm going to stick with Algorand, and I like the positive, the plus 2.5%. If it keeps doing that and gets up, I might sell if it gets to a certain number that we've talked about before.
Sure.
And I might sell, but but
there's
then
a
I'd have
ceiling
to
on
find my
everything.
way to buy back in again. So
Yes.
so then I'd have to expect that it's going to drop.
Yeah.
Maybe to $1 or to $1-ish or something like that. So I'm in a good position with it. So
Sure.
I don't have to worry too much about it. So Algorand fun.
Yeah, I don't stress over the numbers.
Cardano not looking so good. Cardano not looking so good. $1.99 right here.
I think it'll pick up and stay strong because
I think that was one my brother was in. He might have sold it though. What is this rat reflex index? Where the hell did that come from?
I'm not sure.
Rat reflex index. Usually you see the new ones when they show up, and this one's at $3. And I'm like, oh, okay, I've never heard of it before, but so that's all I got on the coin based, the corn based. Let me stop sharing here. I was stopping sharing. So anyway, so
yeah.
Okay, back to business. So I'm gonna.
You got something to talk about we haven't even gotten to yet.
What's that?
You didn't even talk about the downtown.
I know. Well, I'm gonna give a little taste, and then I'm gonna actually
save it till next week.
I'm gonna give a little video tour.
Gotcha.
When I'm downtown again. So part of the next stage, and we're gonna talk a little bit about this, is what are you going to do? How are you going to operate your business? You're going to work from home. You're going to go get a building. You're going to build. You're going to rent. You're going to lease a space. You're going to get office. There's so many choices out there.
I'm going to be at home office.
If it's retail, then it's like, well, traffic situations. How is it? Do I have enough parking? Do I have enough? How are people going to find me?
Yeah. What's the foot traffic like?
Foot traffic. Yeah. How many cars are driving by the front of my door?
He still has Cardano.
Oh, good. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe not so good because he probably bought over $2.
It depends,
Yeah, we'll see. Did you buy over $2? Because you're at $1.99 right now. Not great. So anyway, I've been looking at some things. I'm doing a little pivot. I actually been thinking about opening up some office space, maybe studio space downtown. Oh, he bought at $1, so he's doing all right. Maybe not as good as it was a couple weeks ago when it was $2.40, but a lot of room there. He bought at $1. Yeah, you're still good. You're not as good as you were like a couple weeks ago, but all right. But anyway, so I've been looking at some things, and I kind of some of my direction is pushing me downtown. There's downtown's kind of like a playground. Playground. It was in the 90s when you had Church Street Station, and it was a playground. It was lots of entertainment and lots of things. And thing about back in the 90s with Church Street, it was just that. There was restaurants, there was bars, but that was it. Nobody was staying downtown. And then Church Street kind of tripped. Let's just call it that. Church Street tripped. Businesses started closing. The only thing that was really downtown were law firms, mortgage companies, realtors, and maybe insurance companies. That was it. On all the high rises we had,
the big guys.
That was it. That was the business of downtown, other than the entertainment aspect, which was bars and restaurants.
Yeah.
Now, of course, by the late 90s, Church Street was pretty much out of business.
Wow.
Okay. And then in the last 15 years, 10 years, all these high rises came up, and they're all went condo.
Yeah.
So now you can get a condo. It's going to be expensive, but you can get a condo and live downtown.
Yeah.
And of course, that was probably what happened that they didn't do back in the 80s and 90s is they didn't attract people to live there.
Yeah.
which means all they had was business, which means the place was really a tomb.
Hmm.
5 o'clock any given weekday.
I
And
still say
then
that's the future of the mall. I still say the future of a mall should be.
we'll talk more about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got. I would like to, but I don't think people like to develop.
Well, you
They
can
in
develop it though.
fact in Church Street Station, they're going to wipe that out
Yeah.
and put a high rise over it.
Yeah.
So they can put 20 floors up.
Yeah.
And then they can sell all that
Sure.
real estate.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll talk about that because I still think it's a good idea.
That's another
It's
that's,
the money.
that's another topic of conversation. And actually I might actually have some more insight on that.
Gotcha.
But what's happening downtown is they've attracted all kinds of people living there.
Mhm.
There's an actual push now. There's movie theaters and more restaurants and cigar bars and all these things, and now multiple floors, most of the high rises, and so many new high rises opened up.
Mhm.
And now there is people living downtown, which means restaurants come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now you're going around looking, and everything is starting to really build back up again. Now there's just as many bars as there was, just as many restaurants. And then the other thing too is virtual offices
Mhm.
are the newest thing. And I've started looking around at virtual offices, and our wandering thriver, Gene,
Mhm.
he's in a virtual office downtown.
Nice.
And that has been really cool.
Yeah.
A virtual office is basically you need an address for your business.
Yes.
You can't
And
afford
possibly a desk.
1,000, 15, 200, 2,000 square feet of space in a
Mhm.
building
Yeah.
somewhere,
Not
but
downtown.
maybe you can afford a 150 square foot office.
Yeah.
Okay, they're tiny, but you want the address, you want to go downtown, you want to live, you want to work, you want a high rise with a beautiful view that you could never afford
Mhm.
until now.
Yeah.
And now you've got this amazing workspace. And next week I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you what these look like, and
Nice.
they're cool. In fact, the one that Gene's in today, I was there this afternoon. They had happy hour, and they opened up the liquor cabinet, and they had food. They had catered food at 3:00. It's a little office party.
That's funny.
That people can come out, and of course, you walk up to the window. You're on the 13th floor, right across from the Amway,
Yeah.
from the basketball stadium, looking at I-4, 13 floors up, and you're having a drink, and you're having some snacks. And I'm saying this is like I could never afford that view.
Yeah.
Until now.
Yeah.
And now I can get that view for as little as like $300 a month. Oh my God.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
No.
For if you just want a space to occasionally meet a client, work on your computer, maybe you don't even need a private office.
Mhm.
You want to use all their public space. But for as little as maybe even I toured another lab too, which was really cool, and they had a starting of like $100 a month.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of going, wow, I can get this view from multiple floors up in the air with a view of the city.
Hmm.
Kind of like having your own corner office without having a private office. And oh my God, it is incredible.
Nice.
So I like the concept a little bit. I've been in my hole in the studio for such a long time. I'm like, maybe time to get out, get up, go higher up in the air. And maybe that's the way to go. So I'm going to show you. This is really cool. We're going to do some stuff, maybe even, I don't know, talk to Gene, see if he wants to, see if we can do a show one night.
Oh yeah. That's a good idea.
There. We have to go really portable, but why not?
Sure.
So that's the idea, and it's really affordable when you compare trying to get into a bunch of office space.
Yeah, sure.
Especially if you're starting out small, you're working by yourself, and you're trying to build your business. You want to meet some clients, but and you're having a hard time deciding where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
oh, do I buy this space or that space? Now, if you're going retail, you need retail.
Sure.
A high rise downtown is not going to do
No,
it for you.
yeah.
But there's a lot of opportunities. I'm going to actually go look at a space tomorrow in Winter Park, and it's virtual.
Nice.
So, and it's virtual. And virtual just means I don't have a fixed office
Yeah.
with my name on the door.
Mm-hmm.
It's space I can use.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got a moving target.
Yeah. So that's it. And so next week we'll talk more about that.
Awesome.
We'll kind of dive into it a little bit. Man, it'd be great. I met the owner of one of these virtual offices today.
Yeah.
And it'd be great if I could interview him.
Oh, yeah.
And like that would just be ideal,
Yeah,
get him talking about stuff. Because
this
this guy, I know the problem is this guy's got virtual offices all over the country.
I bet he does.
Yeah, he's got them in Nashville. He's got them all over Central Florida. Then he's in Nashville. So, me happened to have met him today. He must be just, I don't know, in town to play or something like that, or do some other deal. Anyway, that's what I got. We're going to talk more about that later. And I don't know. Yeah, any closing thoughts?
No, I'm looking forward to hearing the update. Hopefully, I'll have an update on where I'm going by next week. That's my goal, is to make a decision. Talk to a few people, a few companies, and the one I talked to tonight, I like the suite of what they have to offer. So
yeah,
I think I'm gonna go with that. Gotta go home and talk to the wife.
Yeah,
let her know, and go from there.
Maybe you can bring them in as a sponsor to the show.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you can work a little trade deal.
They've been in business 20 plus years.
Maybe they can
been around for a while.
Maybe they can jump in as part of the business side of things. Actually, how smart it would be. So
Maybe.
I should have told you this off camera, but hey, that's what we do. But yeah, go horse trade. Get a little pimp us out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so. It's 8:00, 8:02. I'm about maxed out. I'm out of drink, and and you're out of luck because we're not doing these anymore. This was a limited opportunity, and I think I got the last one. So maybe we'll do it again. Funny, the Leafs in the background and the Leafs here kind of
look the same.
They look very interesting, so we might do something there. Anyway, folks, thank you
next week.
Thank you for joining us again. Like, follow and share as always. We are gonna figure out some dinner, I think. Figure out some dinner, or are you just gonna go home?
I'm in a hurry.
All right, well, anyway, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to tune in next week. Thanks for the like.
Appreciate that.
Thanks for the like, Donnie. And we hadn't talked in a while, so anytime you want to give me a yell, catch up. That's it. That's all I got. Closing thoughts? No. We're going. We're done. We're out.
Next week.
What just happened? Oh, that was a logo. What the hell? Oh, hit the wrong thing. I'm trying to do two things at once.
We've only had a week and a half off.
I know. It took a little. All right. Boom. Let's go there.
Night all.
Good night, everyone.